Hello and welcome to the Siteimprove training course. My name is Nick and I will be the one going through the walkthrough of Siteimprove. If you would like to follow along or look at our guides about Siteimprove, you can go to our website at ada.nv.gov, go to Document Remediation Training, scroll down until you get under Course Materials, and then choose Siteimprove Document Training. Here we will have guides and the recording as well as an example of how to replace a non-compliant document inside of Electron. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and reach out to these emails located down here. The main point of contact being ADA Document Remediation, as that is going to be a group email that is monitored by everyone in our team. Before we get started with the Siteimprove, I want to mention a few things. This is a tool that is used to monitor any site with a nv.gov, a .gov, a .com, or even a .org domain. It's not necessarily just the state agency's websites, it can be any one of those. All state agencies and employees will also have free access to Siteimprove. With that being said, if you need an account, please email ADA Remediation at it.nv.gov with your email, first name, and last name. Once we set up your account, you will then receive a welcome email that will tell you to log in and set your password. Once you have an account, and if it needs extra permissions, please email ADA Remediation at it.nv.gov, and we can then discuss those extra permissions you may need. Extra permissions may include maybe access to another site that is not within your agency or something of that nature. This is what we're going to be covering today. We're going to go over Siteimprove in an overview setting, mainly because what we use it just to monitor PDFs and the quality assurance of the sites in terms of accessibility. We'll also cover the accessibility tab and a demonstration of how to overwrite a document. Siteimprove is very good at identifying these accessibility standards because some of the tools that we use currently do not recognize all of them, so Siteimprove kind of ties it all together and finds things that we may not find or we may miss. Some of these being missing tags, improper headings, maybe even unreadable text. Users can then review these reports and then fix on them over time, and so to make sure that we are meeting the WCAG and ADA requirements. So first things first is the Digital Certainty Index score. This is an overall scoring of all three categories, that being quality assurance, accessibility, and SEO. And on Siteimprove, it will be listed under Core Wins with Digital Certainty Index, which you can then look at the overview, you can then look at your My Sites, or even the site's progress, but that is currently not being used. Next is going to be quality assurance. Here we're going to have an overview of the website spread between four categories: links, spelling, readability, and inventory. The summary is going to be an overview of a website that quickly assesses the overall health of it, in which here you're going to want to prioritize areas that need improvement. Links, this is to identify broken links, redirects, and ensures internal/external links are working for better user experience. Spelling scans the website's content for spelling errors to make sure the text is accurate and professional. This is also going to give you a list of every single link on certain pages, or even words that you may need to find across your website. Readability, this is how easy it is to read/understand the website's content by analyzing sentence structure and word choice. And then inventory is just going to be an overview of all content on the website, thus helping track and manage resources. This could be links. These could be certain misspellings. Anything of that nature are all going to be found in the inventory tab. And just double check what we're doing on Siteimprove, this is going to be listed under accessibility, in which you will have a drop down for all of summary, links, spelling, readability, and inventory, which links, spelling, readability, and inventory are all going to have a summary and some extra tabs to break it down on what needs to be done to then fix these or even pass these. Next is the accessibility tab. This is going to be a score of the site's conformance level, mainly in terms of WCAG and the accessibility guidelines. Just note that documents are not going to be included in this score, and as for that matter, are not included any of the scores. What this is highlighting are issues specifically with the website. However, even though those aren't listed in the accessibility tab score, they are listed so we can find them. Accessibility tab is going to include issues, potential issues, and documents that we can then look through. Issues are issues that are currently on the web page and need to be remediated or fixed. Potential issues identifies possible accessibility concerns that could become problematic but are not an issue at the current moment. So for example, when going out to the accessibility, which you can find under Digital Certainty Index, you'll have all of the things that the accessibility might keep track of with issues, potential issues, even resolved issues. But the one we're looking at the most for our team is this PDFs section. Here it'll list every single PDF in your website on every page, and which is currently live. If you would like to reduce the number to just the ones that have issues or accessibility issues, we can come up to this filters area, and next to number of issues, we can drop this down to one or more issues and then choose apply. This will then give us a list of every non-compliant document on the web page, in which you can also look through their issues. If you click on other issues, it will then list what may be wrong with said document. Over here on the far right side, it tells you how many times the PDF has been clicked on within the last 30 days. And over here on the left is the last modified date. This is when the document is either uploaded and or updated in Electron. Machine readable and PDF tags, these are the two check marks. So one is if it is readable by screen readers. PDF tags is just to make sure that the PDF has tags to identify elements that need to be read out to users. So the document I'm going to be overwriting today is this non-compliant document located here on the second tab. The one thing I want to keep in mind is this link here. The reason I want to keep this in mind is because this is the file path that you will take inside of Electron to then update this document, thus making it a little bit easier to find. So what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and get a separate notepad out, copy this link, place it in said notepad. That way I can then move this over to a separate screen if you have one, or out of the way, and that way when I come to Electron or staging, I can then follow that path here in the library tab. So it says I'm going to go to adanew.nv.gov, I'm going to go to content, and then home, and then features, and ADA classes. Once we are in the correct area, we can then change our drop down up here at the top from images to files, and this will pull up every single PDF, Word doc, any file that may not be images, hyperlinks, or quick links, or even forms. Once we are in the files area, I will press Control F on my keyboard to enable my find function on the website. And I will type in the document title or the document name, which is going to be indicated after the last slash. So in this case, it's going to be non-compliant document. That's my file name. So I will start to type that in. And as you can see here, I automatically find our non-compliant document. One thing I'd like to mention is if you're unsure, you can always double check this link and cross-reference it with the one that came from Siteimprove, just to double check to make sure this is the right doc. Once you have found it, you go ahead and click on the document over here on the left. And up here at the top, in between the X and the link icon, there should be an overwrite button. You'll go ahead and click on that, and then you'll go ahead and choose File, in which you're going to go ahead and find your document on your local machine, and then link it in to Electron. So here we are, I have my compliant document chosen. I can then update, click OK, and this document has now been updated. As you can see here, it says last edit date and the time of which it was updated. Now, when this document has been uploaded onto the live websites, you can then run a single check for this document by clicking on these two arrows. If you'd like to run a full check of this page, you could even choose this icon or checkbox up here at the top left and run the page check. Now, if you run the page check too early and it results as your document not looking like it's changed at all, that may be because the check was running before the document has been made live. So I'd be very diligent on just rechecking it until it then updates so that this is then reflected correctly. Again, if you have any questions about what has been covered today, you can always come to the guide or even reach out or come out to our website, follow these guides, or even reach out to 88 remediation at it.nv.gov, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thanks.